Hello everyone. This lecture is exclusively recorded for first year BSc student of BK Birla College, Kalyan. This is mathematics class, semester 2, calculus paper. In last lecture, we have proved Lagrange's mean value theorem of one variable. Now in this lecture, we will explore the application of Lagrange's mean value theorem. So there are some theorems, there are some corollaries which we will prove with the help of Lagrange's mean value theorem. So the theorem 1, or we can call it as proposition 1. If f is a real valued function, defined on close interval a comma b, f is differentiable on open interval a comma b, and the derivative of f is 0 for every x belongs to open interval a comma b. Then we have to prove that then f is constant function. Well, the proof is not difficult. It is with the help of Lagrange's mean value theorem we will prove this proposition. So proof. So let x belongs to R such that x is less than a less than b. And now consider, so this would imply, consider the interval a comma x. Now this is always subset of closed interval a comma b. So what I will do, I will apply the Lagrange's mean value theorem on this interval. So since f is differentiable on open interval a comma b, this would imply f is differentiable on open interval a comma x. The reason is open interval a comma x is a part of open interval a comma b. So if the function is differentiable on larger domain, then it must be differentiable on subset also. This is number 1. Every differentiable function is continuous, so this would imply, so f is continuous on closed interval a comma x. So function is differentiable, function is continuous, we are ready to apply the Lagrange's mean value theorem. So by Lagrange mean value theorem, direct C belongs to open interval a comma x such that f of x minus f of a upon x minus a is equal to f dash c. But it is given that f dash x is 0 for all x belongs to open interval a comma b. So definitely f dash c must be 0. So let's call this as 3. So then 3 becomes f of x minus f of a is equal to 0 times x minus a. So this is basically 0. So what I got is as follows: f of x is equal to f of a for all x belongs to open in for all x, we can say. So you can see that this f at a, f evaluated at a is a constant value, so which is constant for all x. So this would imply f is constant function. From constant function. The second proposition is as follows: if two functions f and g have same derivative for all x belongs to open interval a comma b, then they differ by a constant on open interval a comma b. Okay, so let's do this. So it said that f and g have same derivative on close open interval a comma b. So f and g have same derivative on open interval a comma b. So this would imply my f dash x is same as g dash x for all x belongs to open interval a comma b. Let's number this as 1. Now consider or construct a function phi of x is equal to f of x minus g of x. F is differentiable, g is differentiable. By algebra of differentiability, f minus g is also differentiable. So f is different. So this would imply phi x is differentiable on open interval a comma b. The reason is since f and g are differentiable on open interval a comma b. So every differentiable function is continuous. So phi is differentiable implies phi is continuous. So it implies phi is continuous on closed interval a comma b. So instead of this should not also. So let's call this as number 2. This as let's call this as star. This is number 1. So from 1 and 2, from 1 and 2, apply Lagrange's mean value theorem on phi. That is, there exists C belongs to open interval a comma b such that phi dash C is equal to phi of b minus before that, let me say here phi is differentiable. So this would imply phi dash x is equal to f dash x minus g dash x, but f dash is and g dash are same, so this would imply 0. Okay, so I need not have to even do this because this will not help anything. So what I got is phi dash x is equal to 0. Phi dash x is equal to 0 for all x. So by proposition 1, we can say that phi is constant function. That is, phi of x is equal to some constant c, where c belongs to a real number r. But what is phi of x? It is f of x minus g of x is equal to c, because it is mentioned. So we have shown that the difference between f and g is c, or it is equivalent to saying that f of x is equal to g of x plus c. So what this implies that they differ by a constant on a comma b. So f and g are differ by a constant, which completes the proof. There is one more application, that is proposition number 3. If f is differentiable on open interval a comma b, f dash x greater than 0 for all x belongs to open interval a comma b, then f is increasing function. Well, so when we say a function is increasing, if you remember, recall, f is increasing when we say f is increasing. So if x less than y implies f of x less than equal to f of y, then it is increasing, and f is decreasing. That definition is again, if x less than y implies f of x greater than equal to f of y. In that case, we call the function as decreasing function. So this is just I felt that we should recall this. So let's prove the f is increasing function. So proof. So what is given? It is given that f is differentiable on open interval a comma b, and second funda is given to be f dash x second fact is given as f dash x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to open interval a comma b. Right, so I need to show that f is f is increasing function. So let's assume that x is less than y. So instead of y, I will say x1 x2. So let x1 comma x2 be any two number from interval a comma b. So let's take any two number from the interval a comma b. Okay, so now what I will do is as follows. I will apply the Lagrange and without loss of generality, we assume that x1 is less than x2. Of course, by law of trichotomy, either x1 is greater than equal to x2, x1 is greater than x2, x1 is less than x2, or they are equal. This three comparison could happen. So let's assume that x1 less than x2. now I should show that f is increasing function. I must use this fact. So since f is differentiable on open interval a comma b, so this would imply f is differentiable on open interval x1 comma x2, because why this is happening, because x1 comma x2, this open interval is a subset of open interval a comma b. So if you want, I can write here, since x1 comma x2 is a subset of a comma b, and if it is differentiable on larger domain a comma b, then it must be differentiable on the subset. Okay. Also f is continuous on closed interval x1 comma x2 by Lagrange's mean value theorem. There exists C belongs to x1 comma x2 such that f of x2 minus f of x1 upon x2 minus x1 is equal to f dash at C. In other words, it is f of x2 minus f of x1 is equal to f dash C x2 minus x1. Now f dash C is positive, it is given in the fact. F dash x is greater than 0, so C is any point between this, so f dash C must be positive. And we also know that x2 is greater than x1, so the difference between x2 minus x1 is also greater than 0. So this distance, this difference is greater than 0. Right. So this would imply f of x2 minus f of x1 greater than 0. This would imply f of x2 greater than f of x1 whenever x1 is less than x2, or you can say that x2 greater than x1. It's one and the same only, x2 greater than x1. So this would imply f is increasing function on open interval x1 comma x2. So but x1 and x2 are arbitrary point from the open interval a comma b, so this would imply f is increasing function on open interval a comma b. So on similar line, this completes the proof. Similarly, one can prove homework if f is differentiable on open interval a comma b such that f dash x less than 0 for all x belongs to, for all x, then f is decreasing function. Let's have one more example. Verify LMV for f of x is equal to log x for all x belongs to 1 comma e. So logarithmic function is continuous and differentiable on closed interval 1 comma e. That can be done very easily. So one can prove that log x is differentiable on open interval 1 comma e and continuous on closed interval 1 comma e. So by Lagrange mean value theorem, we should find out whether C belongs to open interval 1 comma e such that f dash at C is equal to f at e, well, I should write on the next page such that f dash at C is equal to f of e minus f of 1 upon e minus 1. Now what is my, I supposed to check whether does C exist or not. This is what we have to verify. If this is true, then we can say that Lagrange mean value theorem is verified. So what is f of e? That is log to the base e minus log 1 upon e minus 1 f dash C. Log e has value 1, log 1 has value 0 upon e minus 1, and you know that f dash x is 1 by x, so f dash c will be 1 by c, so this is 1 by c. So this would imply e minus 1 is equal to c. So this would imply c, yeah, e minus 1 is equal to c. Now we have to see that, in other words, c is equal to e minus 1. But we know that what is e value, but e value always lies between 2 to 3. So if I subtract 1 from this, then 1 less than e minus 1 less than 2. So you could see that this is my 1 less than c less than 2. So you can see that c lies in the interval 1 comma 2, which is subset of open interval 1 comma e. So c lies in the 1 comma 2, that means c lies in the 1 comma e. So hence LMVT verified. Right? So there are many problems of this type one can do. In practical of 3 and 4, I have given the problems wherein you have to verify the Lagrange's mean value theorem. Thank you for attending the lecture. Thank you.